the channel. Oh, what a rush. Today, the Classic Superstars Tag Team Series 1, the Legion of Doom.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Jack's Classic Superstars unboxing and review. And today on the channel from Classic Superstars, the Tag Team Series 1, we've got the Legion of Doom. But for all your wrestling figure needs currently, make sure you're hitting up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. Of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other ones on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And the world's greatest tag team, the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, but specifically Legion of Doom in this case, is the one that helped kick off Series 1 of the tag teams. Of course, the Hart Foundation and the Rockers, tag teams that are no slouch in their own right, were also a part of Series 1. And talk about kicking off a series with a bang. 3 heavy hitter tag teams from the height of WWE tag team title contenders, whatever we want to call them out there. I absolutely loved this. I'll never forget seeing these guys on the shelf for the first time. The Road Warriors, Legion of Doom, of course, in my area were the hardest to find, but they all were capable of being found if you went to Toys R Us enough, as they really wanted to start this line off pretty good. But after all things were said and done, the Rockers were the deep clearance peg warmers. The Hart Foundation cleaned up pretty well, and the Legion of Doom cleaned up very well. They were off the pegs fairly soon after a couple of sets being released. But a very, very awesome set. Still a monumental set all these years later, and like I said, when I first saw them on the pegs, I couldn't believe my eyes. I did one of these. This can't be real. No way. It's the LOD. Very, very cool. Very exciting to be a collector of the LOD and a fan of the LOD, the Road Warriors here. But let's take a look at the packaging on this one. Now, this is their classic WWF look. I would say when people close their eyes, they think of the Legion of Doom. Probably the majority of people actually think of this look. Of course, that's where they were on their biggest stage as part of the WWF. Me, personally, I think of the gritty, bare bones, black attack back in the NWA, AWA, but I have no problems with this either. I'm a huge fan of any kind of spikes they wore. Very good looking representation here. Of course, we got a lot of different versions in the Classic Superstars line over the years. We've talked about them on the channel. We'll probably talk about them again, but fabulous, fabulous set here. Love how they're posed in the packaging as well. Looking really, really nice. Just a very all-around good set of figures right here. Hawk and Animal on the side. Interesting. Hawk has his shoulder pads on. Animal does not. Legion of Doom and the Road Warriors. I guess, why not say both? Why not both, huh? The Road Warriors. So, very cool. To me, I could go either way. A lot of people are like, nope, they're only the Road Warriors. Nope, they're only LOD. I don't get offended either way. I call them both. So, it is what it is. Down below, you got the big cross-sell, the Rockers, the Hart Foundation, of course, LOD. Love the posing there, looking interesting. UPC's warnings down below. 2 glamour shots. Once again, shoulder pads on one, shoulder pads not on the other one. Don't really understand that dynamic too much. I guess showing that, hey, they are removable, maybe. That's what they're showing there. I'm not exactly sure. And then you got the blurbs, tail of the tape. Let's see what it says about our old friends, Hawk and Animal. Good brothers, of course. Debuted 1983, 277 pounds. Height, 6'3". We're talking about Hawk here. Finishing move, the Doomsday Device. Human sacrifice. What? What is the human sacrifice? I don't remember that. I didn't know they were sacrificing people. I guess in some ways they kind of were. Some of those jobbers back in the day. But that's interesting. I don't remember that. Titles, WWE Tag Team Champion. Favorite quote for Hawk? What a rush. There you go. Animal, 1982 debut, 285 pounds, 6'2". Finishing move, the Doomsday Device. Titles, WWE Tag Team Champion. Favorite quote? What a rush. Not really for him, but we'll go with it. We'll roll with it here. One thing to note is no tag team titles with the LOD here, as the Hart Foundation and the Rockers both came with tag team titles. And I understand the Hart Foundation, but honestly, the Rockers never were tag team champions. I know there was that one moment where they kind of won them and then it went back. I don't really count that. So very interesting. They didn't come with the tag titles, but the Rockers did. I wonder if that was a mistake at the factory somewhere along the way. Who knows? But without further ado, it's time. It's time to pull these guys out of the package. And if you can believe this, I have never had a loose set of these in my collection. I've had every single other LOD figure loose in my collection, but I've always just had a mint on card sample of this. Until this video, when I unbox these right now. Obviously, a heavy-duty pack. It does hurt me to unbox this, but we're doing it, as we always do, for science. In the name of science, a lot of things have been done in the name of science. A lot of things have been done in the name of religion. But we're doing it for science here today. And, you know, religion if you want to. We're sacrificing humans like a young hawk here today as well. So stay tuned for that later on in this video. There it is, LOD. See you later, the plastic prison. Let's take a look. Oh, boy. Just two bad dudes you don't want to mess with, man. Captured my imagination at a young age, and who are we fooling? Captured my imagination at my old age as well. Absolutely love Hawk and Animal. One of, see you later. If not, and in my case, the best tag team of all time is the Legion of Doom. Let's take a look at them. Let's look at old Animal first. And oh my gosh, this looks like they are just ready to debut in the WWF. And I will never forget going to a Superstars taping as a little kid. And I didn't know, of course, there was no internet, and I didn't read dirt sheets, things like that. I was a little kid. And Legion of Doom appeared at the show. It was a Superstars taping. Had no idea they were even coming to the WWE, WWF at the time. I can't remember if it was their debut. I don't think it was their debut, but it was before they ever debuted on TV, so it kind of was a debut in a lot of ways. And I just lost my mind. I still remember jumping up. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Looking at my dad, who was not too enthused with the wrestling business back then. But just being absolutely couldn't believe it. And I remember, I think Texas Tornado, that same show maybe. I might be getting my house shows and Superstars mixed up. But Texas Tornado showing up as well. I'm like, are you kidding me? Kerry Von Erich's here? I couldn't believe it. So that was kind of the thing that's missing from a lot of us. And a lot of fans never had that genuine excitement to see that kind of stuff. So definitely a different world. There you go. But Animal looking good here. Got the beautiful paint going on, the big spider. Got the mohawk that only Mr. T could set the watch to a mohawk like this. Shoulder guards, let's take this off, I guess, like while we can. Easily pulls off. Nice weight to it. Nice pliable plastic. Just things that dreams are made of. I talk all the time about the LOD in the old Hasbro days. Man, oh man, was that a big night for my Fig Fed when those guys joined into the party. A lot of people complained you couldn't remove their spikes. Never ever bothered me, but of course, many years later, I think it's just perfect to be able to remove the spikes on these. Absolutely game-changing. Beautiful, beautiful. But yeah, Hawk and Animal looking really good, especially Animal, who we're dissecting right now. Big heavyweight torso on Animal. Of course, he was the big bruiser of the bunch. They were both big dudes, though, as we do know. Got two gripping hands on Animal. Got the tights look going on. Of course, later on in some of his Jax figures, he had the biker shorts on. Never a big fan of that. I like my Animals in tights. Put my tights on Animals. My dogs, Lemmy and Ace and Domino, they're all wearing tights right now. I just do it. I love my Animals in tights. What can I say? Got the black tights, little graphics on it, of course. Legion of Doom at the waistband. Red boots going on, just all around good looking. Arms go all the way around, bicep cut, single jointed elbow, back and forth with the hands, waist articulation, head back and forth as well. Legs go all the way up, bend at the knee, ankles back and forth. And that's all you get for articulation, folks. That's all you need, though, with the LOD. They don't need all that extra articulation to kick butt and take names and things like that. But LOD, looking beautiful, Animal looking awesome, and then we turn our attention to Hawk. Of course, same shoulder pads. Love how he's posed in the package here. You can just see him on that second rope, sticking the tongue out, and just giving the yell to the audience. Man, just iconic stuff from wrestling, and depicted here in action figure form. Of course, this comes off as well. You got the tongue out, and you guys know I've talked about before, I'm not a huge fan of tongue out on my wrestling figures. I like more of a neutral face most of the time, but man, oh man, for Hawk, it definitely works all day long. I love this Hawk with the big old tongue flapping out there. A little bit more cut up torso, of course, on Hawk, which does make sense. He was a little bit leaner than Animal, of course. Same articulation as Animal, same exact tights. You got Legion of Doom with the waistband, same graphics on the side, black against the red, looking good on brand. Of course, I forgot to mention that beautiful mohawk. Can you imagine? I always loved that they said, I think it was in maybe their WWE documentary, they talked about it was almost like they jammed their heads together, and obviously Animal would fill in between of the Hawk. Just so cool. Just such a cool dynamic, these two. They just don't make them like this anymore. And the funny thing is, too, if there was a modern day Hawk and Animal, if they came out on AEW Dynamite in like spikes and stuff, or even Demolition type outfit, people would laugh. They'd say, oh, this is so corny and stuff. So it's really like, this era has just disappeared, unfortunately. And I would love to have something that gave me the feeling of the Ultimate Warrior and the LOD. I just don't think this generation, this world we live in watching wrestling, would really go for it as much. It's just weird. You don't see a lot of guys come up and comers with face paint anymore. It's just the turning of an era. It's just a whole new generation of stuff. And some of it's good, some of it's bad, some of it we wish we could go back to the days of a Hawk and Animal. Just a big powerhouse tag team like this that just gets you, just connects with you. And maybe that has to do with your being a kid at the time. Who knows? So there it is. There's Alicia Doom, Hawk, and Animal Series 1, the Tag Teams Classic Superstars. Any thoughts from you guys in the comments down below is the place to put them. Of course, you made it this far, you might as well like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell as we got videos every single day, as you guys know, and even more content in early access to all the content, giveaways, Q&As, pizza reviews, you name it, over on the Patreon, link in the description below, your best way to support the channel. And you can also support the channel over at ProWrestlingTees.com, pick up a t-shirt, search Kyle Peterson, and don't forget to hit me up and follow along over there on social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for Hawk and the Animal, I'm the Kyle, and oh, what a rush.